are new to us, so tell us all about, I know about you, but tell us all about you. Give us some insight on who Anthony Cruz is.
Oh my God, man, I've done a lot. I mean, I'm a first degree black belt in Taekwondo under the great Grandmaster Tiger Kim in the Bronx. 1995, a full contact Taekwondo champion. Retired that. I mean, I was jumping around. I competed with Jerry Fontanes, who's a two-time karate champion, very well known. I was on his team. I was on the Michael Wilamos under the John Reed Taekwondo system. I competed with them. I was part of the Wilamo Stinger competition team with them for a couple of years. Retired that to do kickboxing, and of course, Louis Bad Boy Ruiz, who's a three-time world kickboxing champion, took me under his wings and started competing under Luis Negla and Ray Longo, which is to this day the biggest promoters in New York in kickboxing, now MMA, because now MMA is illegal in New York. It took a long time to legalize it.
Oh, I finally that. We were all excited and celebrating.
Oh my God, we were advocating for years for that to happen. It was Renzo Gracie, me, Emerson Barbosa. I mean, the list goes on and on. There for years, we were championing to legalize it, and finally, like 2 years ago, finally it happened. But it was a pain in the ass. So I retired from karate to do kickboxing. Won 3 belts in kickboxing, 4 under Luis Negla. Tommy B. Baton was a multiple kickboxing champion himself. He also did his own promotions. Michael Corleone, who was also not only a champion, but also promoted kickboxing events in New York, 4 under him. Jonas Nunez, kickboxing champion, promoter, also promoted kickboxing shows in New York. Won another belt under him. So I've been around. And then yeah, so you know, when kickboxing, you know, of course, was going down, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Of course, me knowing Renzo Gracie for many years, because my cousin David Bolo Rivera used to go to him for a long time, and for a long time he always wanted me to go to Renzo Gracie Academy. I'm like, I'm not doing no jiu-jitsu, man. I'm just gonna punch and kick somebody. I'm not doing no jiu-jitsu, you know. I mean, whoever thought that years later, finally when I retired from kickboxing, I called Renzo. Renzo, listen, I want to go to your gym. I need to learn jiu-jitsu. And he's like, Cruz, you're a champion. You're welcome at my school anytime. This is your house. And in 2008, I started training under him, under the guidance of Professor John Danaher, alongside with Rafael Saponatal, GSP, Frankie Edgar, Emerson Barbosa, all those guys. So I was just the baby in the team, really.
Hey. A vicious baby, like from the sound.
Oh my God! Listen, you know, Renzo tells me, "Oh, go on Monday at 1 o'clock," because you know, not everybody goes to just any class. You know, if you're the top guys training for competing, there's a class for that. Okay, so you don't just go to any class. So he tells me, "Oh, I'll just go to Monday 1 o'clock." Anthony, I said, "Okay, no problem." I'm thinking I'm going there with my chest high. I'm the champion, you know, walking big time. And here I am in my corner. I see Frankie Edgar. Here in my corner, I see GSP. I'm like, oh, he set me up. So just like that, I didn't feel big no more. I was like the little fish, you know.
You gotta love Renzo.
Yeah, and I looked at him across the room like, you son of a gun. I was like, okay.
Oh my God. Do you remember when I don't know if it was at a bar and he took out somebody? Remember that? He made the news.
Right. He was in the street and 2 guys tried to jump him.
Yeah.
And he ended up beating both of them.
He whipped their ass.
Yeah, and people were not talking like, what makes you think? I mean, of course, nobody knows him in the street, but go to show you, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's why I don't pick no fights, because I don't know what the other guys are doing.
Especially now. Now everybody knows a little kickboxing, MMA, and you know, more than ever. It's more mainstream than ever. You know.
Like that would have been.
I know. I'm trying to get Renzo to come on my show. I'm
listen. He's also on Twitter. Okay, that's his thing. He's very rare on Facebook, on Instagram. Even though I have him on Facebook and Instagram, but he's always on Twitter. Twitter for him, that's his thing. If you gotta be there constantly and shout him out, and so listen. Even me, when I write to him, he writes me back like 2 weeks later. I'm like, really? Forget it now. You know?
Hey, I got a question. We have our poll question, and this is kind of an important question. I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Steve, can you put the poll question on? Because I kind of want to read it.
What was it again?
Should transgenders participate in women's sports? Agree or disagree, and why?
Oh, wow. Man, you put him in the spot. You know, I think they should make a league just for them.
Yeah.
You know,
earlier.
You know, that way, because they're right in the middle. If they cross over to the guy, she'd be too women for the guys. If she goes to the girls, she's too mainly for the girls. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that right there becomes a conflict of interest. So you know what? Just make a league just for them, and that way it'd be fair. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah. You're like the third person who said that they should have their own show if that's what they wanted to participate. Yeah,
like, it makes sense.
I mean, and now they're bringing it into the school sports arena. So now you've got girls and young ladies, and you've got young men. And so, how do we?
It's tough. It's tough because a lot of them. I don't know. I mean, you guys should know a lot of them do use testosterone enhancement to enhance the feature, whether it's guy to girl and girl to guy. So of course the testosterone level is going to be higher than a regular person. Yeah. Okay, it might not be higher than a guy, but it could be higher than a girl. So if you're going transgender girl, that's not fair because that person is going to be way stronger.
Yeah.
Than a regular girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Her testosterone is not as high, So in that particular field, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather them have their own event just catered for them, and that way there won't be no bias or nothing, and they could just be the best they can be on their own,
Yeah, because I mean, I just. Especially when you're involving our young people are already in so much peer pressure and and trying to graduate high school. And now they've got to be concerned about somebody who's in transition, who has a penis that's going to shower in the shower room. Like
that's a lot for a young person.
That's a problem. I mean,
that's a lot because, a lot of kids, they're still discovering themselves. Okay. They don't even know about their body, what's going on in their own body, and then they have to learn about the opposite sex, whether it's a female, then transgender, and how to deal with that. And most households don't want to talk about it because some mom and pops either against it or don't want to talk about it, or they're afraid that they might rub into their kids. So it's a very sensitive subject. I mean, it's becoming more mainstream now than ever. But it's still maybe a sensitive subject, especially for young kids, even for adults. I'm born and raised in New York. You see, there's a big gay community, trans community in New York, and we love them both. I got a lot of clients that are whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? As long as they respect me, I respect them. But even with adults, a lot of them they feel uncomfortable. Because if an adult could feel uncomfortable, imagine a kid.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I think, and here's the other thing too. And okay, I have to take it there. I mean, we don't know if they're really a transgender. What if there's somebody who's playing as a transgender and wants to get in?
That's right.
Inappropriate themes.
That's right. And you don't know.
You don't know.
And you don't know.
And now we just open up a can of worms for accusation and things to
That's right.
And it's just not a good scenario. I've always was, taught differently. I mean, if you're married, you're not gonna, while your husband's out, you're not gonna have some other man come over to your house while your husband's gone. That's just
right.
Don't do that. Because all kinds of things and accusations can happen.
That's right.
Your neighbor. Right. I saw some man come over there, and I think
that's right. That's right.
But he's not. You know what I'm saying? I think it opens up a can of worms that shouldn't be opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But now they, more gay people coming out, more transgender people coming out. They do have a place in society. They're not going nowhere. So either I don't care whether you're against it or not, they're here. Okay, you like it or not, they're here, and we have to find a balance in the middle because especially for kids because they don't know much. Yeah. Even, like I said before, even grown-ups are sensitive to this subject. They're uncomfortable. So it's like you have to find a way to make it appropriate for the kids so they can understand and not be so timid or scared. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that's just a tough subject, and I'm sure this is going to be a hot topic for a while. First, it was Fallon Fox. I mean, do you remember Fallon Fox? I mean, everybody had a hard time, especially with that last fight she had. I mean, he demolished this poor girl, and I mean, that's just. I'm sorry, you're a man. I don't care if you want to be a female. You're a man with a man.
Well, genetically wise, I don't care if you change your parts. Genetically wise, you're a man.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, your hormone testosterone is gonna be way much higher than a female because remember, we have thousands of hormones. What makes a man is dominant hormone testosterone. What makes a woman, her dominant hormone is estrogen. When you go like this, that's not good. When you go estrogen down, testosterone up, that means you're stronger, your recovery ability is faster. That's not fair for somebody who genetically is a woman and her main hormone is estrogen. No, I don't care. It's not fair. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some I guess some sports are legalizing or making it okay because they don't want to be political with it and be in the middle of the storm. Or you're being biased or whatever, and they just let it be. But it's not fair. I don't think it's fair. It's like me fighting against a regular female. You're gonna sit right from the back and say that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. So it will be no difference. A transgender person goes and do the crossover and fight and go into the women fighting league. It's still the same thing. It's not fair.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dana White will be open to that. I'm kind of curious if that will be allowed in UFC or Bellator.
No.
Let's say I remember like it was yesterday when Dana White said that he would never have female MMA fighters in the UFC. Remember that?
Yes.
And you remember that? A lot of people don't go that far back, okay? And here is Strikeforce with Gina Carano. She was the Facebook of the woman MMA. Nobody thought it was gonna get so big, and it did. And then all those girls, and here comes, Gina Carano, Chris Cyborg, Ronda Rousey. All of a sudden, there's a market. So I mean, if you're a businessman, you can be stupid and say, "Oh no, there's no place for that." No, you're gonna grab it. So, you know what I'm saying? So he did, and look what it is now. History,
Right move, yep.
But I remember it was yesterday. It was like, oh no, we will never have female MMA fighters in the UFC. Whatever.
So you trained a lot of fight styles, from stand up to ground game. One that you like more than the other. One more tough than the other to learn.
Well, I started. Well, even though I started with officially with the Taekwondo, my father, who was in the army, he told me that back in the day, when he was in the army, they showed him boxing and Shotokan karate as a way of self-defense. Of course, being his first boy, being born in the Bronx, New York, he was not raising. He was not raising no punks. Okay, yeah, so at 6 years old, he started teaching me, his form of martial art. He mixed he already had his own way. He mixed boxing and karate together as a form of kickboxing because he himself, even in his day, he thought that karate was too robotic. He was not really realistic for street fighting. So he mixed boxing with karate and made his own kickboxing form in his own way. So at 6 years old, he taught me how to do that. So from 6 to 17, I was just doing that. Yeah, I really did. I never went to a real martial arts school. I left Puerto Rico at 17 to come back to New York. Wow. And so I decided, you know what? Since I'm always fighting in the street, let me take this to another level. And I remember like it was yesterday because I remember the karate magazines in the back always had a listing all the karate schools in the area. So one by one, I went to all of them. I went to a Chinese school, whatever, Korean school, whatever, And sure enough, because I'm from the Bronx, I walked to Fordham Row in the Bronx to the Taekwondo school, and it's a second floor. So you go up 2 stairs. When you go into the school, there's a little lobby and a bunch of pictures of Grandmaster Tiger Kim, which at that time I didn't know who he was. Apparently, he is well known, and he's jumping. He's like the Korean version of Bolo Young, short, stocky, muscle. Even with a suit, his arm was like this. Okay, and here he is flying, breaking all this stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy is real, So I go in and I saw his nephew, Usu Kim, and I said, man, I want to do this. So sure enough, my grandmother at the time, she paid for my year tuition, and from the minute I started, never missed a promotion test. Got my first degree black belt, in Taekwondo under him, and then '95 I got my Taekwondo won the Taekwondo championships in New York. But there's no money. You win trophies, but there's no money. I'm sorry, trophies don't pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
Trophies are nice; they shine, but they. I need.
Yeah, money. I mean, yeah, but it's good. It's good, for experience. But at that level, I had already like 100 trophies on my living room. At that time, I'm thinking, wait a minute, if I'm really sacrificing this much and putting this much time training, and you could get injured anytime, and for no money, I'm gonna go where the money is. So at that time, kickboxing was big, and that's how I met Luis Ruiz and the rest of history. But now I favor both. Now I feel comfortable. Like in the beginning, because I started with my stand-up, and I was comfortable with my stand-up. Punching, kicking, elbow, knees. I don't care who you are. I was not really that good on the ground because even though in Taekwondo they teach you self-defense, which is Aikido. So you got Aikido, Korean, Japanese. You got Hapkido, Korean. So in Taekwondo they teach you Hapkido, self-defense. So you do learn how to, wrist lock and hip throws and arm bars, but not like jiu-jitsu. Nothing like jiu-jitsu. So that's why when I went to Renzo Gracie, I'm thinking, oh, I know jiu-jitsu. The first 2 weeks, 2 girls submitted me.
Tapped out 100 times a day.
Yeah. Talking about humble experience. Okay, here I come. Because when John Danaher teaches us, we drill, we do drills. He teaches a technique, we drill that. In the end, we do 5-minute rounds, which equals a championship match in MMA. So, but you never do it with the same person. You do one round, you get up, step to the right, and whoever is in front of you, guy, girl, tall, short, that's your next opponent. So one day, my next opponent was a girl who's a black belt on the Renzo Gracie. Tall girl, skinny. I was like, okay. I looked at her, I had no big deal. I take her down, 4 in her guard. Oh. She got me in the triangle. I'm thinking, nah, she don't got it. Until as soon as I go like this, I tapped.
Fighter or whatever, and then getting there and getting submitted by some people. So
yeah,
understanding to be a complete fighter. stand up, ground game.
Right. Right. But you know, when you go there with, you know, with this ego thing, you think you know it all, and be like, and then you actually grapple with people that's what they do. It's a whole different world. You know what I'm saying? And then you learn. And then Renzo, because I told Renzo, I said, listen, you know what? Screw this. I'm going back to kickboxing. And he started laughing. The whole class laughed. I said, Cruz, it takes time. Learn. You know, and you know what? He was right. You know, after that, I never missed a class. And from 2009, 2008, 2009, I started teaching under him and promoting under him. Now, I just opened a school here in Ohio with my business partner. This is the official Team Renzo Gracie, Ohio. I'm the first one to teach under Renzo Gracie.
Where's my T-shirt?
Hey, that's for
yeah. I gotta send you one. You know, so
T-shirts over the year.
Yeah, 2000. Well, that happened in 2013 because if you, Racheal, if you know that everybody's affiliated with Renzo Gracie has his same logo, different color.
Yeah.
So that's how you know who's Renzo Gracie, who New York, Ohio, Florida, whatever. You know. So mine became the blue and red. You know, in 2013, I called him and I told him, Renzo, I want to teach under you and promote Team Renzo Gracie. Can I get your blessings? And he said, Cruz, my brother, you have my blessings. And Rich Finaldi, which I think you know who it is, he did the graphic design with it. I sent to Renzo, he proved it, and that became Team Renzo Gracie Ohio 2013.
I know we're going to do a shirt trade-off. I'm going to give you one of my T-shirts, and I'm going to get one of those T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
We get a free class.
We're going to come to Ohio.
Listen, you're more than welcome. Well,
I do plan on taking this show on the road.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. You know, now I'm trying to do a bare knuckle. You know, I know you heard that, but you know, I don't know. You know.
Wait, you're not? Are you gonna do bare knuckle?
I was scheduled to fight on July, and that show they canceled because of COVID. So I wasn't able to fight. And then after that, the matchmaker, Nate Shook, called me and he actually texted me on Messenger if I wanted to fight again, and I was like, not now. You know, I'm concentrating on the school. You know, because, you know, with the COVID thing, we closed the school from March to August. So all that time, my school was closed. And all that time, I was still paying rent. I don't know how I did it. You know, thank God, my business partner, family, and friends, they all chipped in to pay the rent, because otherwise, I would have let it go, like a lot of businesses have gone also because of the COVID. So thank God we survived.
Community comes together in time basis, and it's great.
It's amazing. And my business partner was like, Anthony, you know, we're struggling. And I'm like, I know. I said, listen, you want to close it down? He said, no, don't close it.
That's the last thing.
I'm like,
what is it like to work with Renzo? He's so amazing. We used to have conversations back and forth on Twitter, but I was on the loop. I was sick for 8 years, and then I kind of fell off for a few years. And when I got really, really sick, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Thank God.
I know. I you know, when I heard what happened to you, you know, first of all, I didn't see you for a long time, so I'm thinking, what's going on with what's going on with Racheal? You know. And then we start posting your the aftermath. I'm like, oh my God, you know, thank God, you know, man. But you know what? That's a testament of a strong woman, a strong person you are, and you know, man, you know, only somebody like you could have survived that, because that takes tremendous strength. You know, I lost a friend to cancer, and see him go through that. You know, let me tell you something. I was very ignorant what cancer was until I saw him go through it. And again, from Illinois, white boy, personal trainer in Soho, New York, when I used to train, handsome guy, you know, 6'2", 230, and all of a sudden he had intestinal cancer, and just like that, he went from weighing 230 to 165.
Damn.
And it was not it was not 165 healthy. It was 165 sucked in dry, bony, you know, no hair. eye socket something in. If I would see him in the streets, I would never recognize him. Oh my God, it was so ugly, And man, they gave him like 6 months to live, but again, his will. When you got that strong will, man, I don't know what to say. I mean, he lived a couple of years. I mean, he able to beat it a little bit and gain his weight back and everything, but then the cancer was spreading fast, and they couldn't do nothing about it, and we lost him. And that really, showed me how strong people are internally. You know what I'm saying? You could be strong externally and lifting all this stuff, but when you got that will to live and to survive, that's something you cannot teach that. That's something is you. Either you have that, you don't. And some people just have strong will, and when they don't want to give up and say, I'm not going to let this get to me, and I'm going to beat this. Listen, get out of the way, because they're coming back.
It's amazing to be back. I'm getting myself back in the game thanks to Steve.
Oh, thank God.
And he's like, Racheal, I got the perfect opportunity. You need to come on. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, no. I avoided him for weeks. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then here I am. Yeah. I'm in here and I'm doing it. I'm not a professional podcaster, but I'm having fun doing it because I get to friends. Oh my God.
Yeah. You gotta have fun, but to answer your question about Renzo, the way you see him on video, that's exactly how he is. He's always joking around. He's always smiling. When he teaches a class, it's never serious because it's always a story and laughter in a class. It's never serious training. With him is. For every submission, there's a story, okay? for every submission, is a story, and then it goes from a story to a joke, and everybody laugh, and we go back to class. You know what I'm saying? So how you see him on video, that's exactly how he is.
That's why his gym is super busy. I wonder what he did during the whole COVID thing. He's in New York, right?
Yeah, he lives in New Jersey.
So I wonder how that worked out for him because it was a struggle there, I'm hearing.
Well, the school, his main school. Well, he has. Now when I left 2013, he had 3 schools. He had the main one in Manhattan, which is the motherland. Then he opened the one in Brooklyn. Then Igor Gracie and Gregor Gracie, the brothers, Renzo's cousins, opened one in Queens. Julio Gracie, which also trained with him, had one recently opened one in before I left. Recently opened one in New Jersey. He also goes to Renzo Gracie in New York to train with us. And now you have Renzo Gracie Whitestone, Renzo Gracie East Side, Renzo Gracie the Bronx, and he just opened a new one. Renzo Gracie Spain, Renzo Gracie Mexico. He's all over.
Well, how about Renzo Gracie in Chicago?
Yeah, is it not a thing in Chicago?
I think he has a school in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait a minute.
See what's up.
Yeah, check. Check. I think he does have one in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no, you got to give me the info.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'll take the podcast there.
Because he has Daniel Gracie in Philadelphia, which I forgot to mention. He also trained with us. He's in Philadelphia. He trains a lot of top guys on the MMA world there too. So yeah, he's all over the place, man.
Okay, I am scared of Renzo. My goodness, I'm gonna have to like. I did kind of tweeted him a little bit. He's probably like, "Did she come back from the dead?"
Right.
He's like, "Is this the real Racheal? I don't know."
Yeah, be consistent. Be consistent because even me, he don't answer to me like a week, 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? it just, I mean, and then when I call him, he don't pick up, and then he calls me, I miss him, so we play like catch up. I'm like, you son of a gun,
So what are you doing with yourself now? What are you going to be doing?
For a couple of years, I was kind of retired, from kickboxing or MMA or whatever. I didn't like how the fighting world has gotten, especially in the UFC. Many times I can find the UFC and I say no because I just like the culture, knowing a lot of the guys who are fighting the UFC, the story they were telling me and the pay they were getting, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fight that level with that bullshit pay. Listen, I don't need the money. I'm a manager and personal trainer in New York, training celebrities. I was making good money. I don't need to fight. You know what I'm saying? Fighting for me was not the main thing. So I never did it. A lot of times was they'll give me, putting my shoulder, Anthony, when you go to the UFC, I'm like, soon, but not yet. So it never happened. So now with bare knuckle, it's like, a new challenge. So I'm aspiring for that now.
Nice. I'm so excited.
You're coaching jiu-jitsu, or you're teaching jiu-jitsu. You got a lot in your arsenal. Do you teach, stand up? Do you also at that school do pads, or do you anything else?
Well, in my school now, Tiger Thunder MMA, because I'm Tiger. My business partner is Thunder MMA, and I teach everything: boxing, kickboxing, no-gi, Renzo Gracie jiu-jitsu, and MMA.
All right, cool. It's everything. Nice, because I know some people are just this and this, but MMA, man, if you want to be, which is a very growing sport, if you want to be a mixed martial artist, you have to be a well-rounded fighter. You have to. You don't want to play on the ground, but you got to be able to get up. You got to.
That's right.
You have to have because guess what? If you fight a Khabib or someone that's an all-American wrestler, I wrestled 15 years of my life. I believe I could take down whoever. So you got
sure.
That I got to get up. Got to be able to clinch. So you have every arsenal. So I was just curious if you teach it all.
Yeah, I teach it all. I've been blessed, my boxing, kickboxing background and Taekwondo, and now jiu-jitsu with John Danaher and Renzo Gracie. I teach it all. And it's amazing because when I first came here in Ohio, I was teaching in Toledo and in Defiance. I was teaching 2 pros MMA fighters. Okay, from here, or from Ohio, and something like a Darcy choke, they didn't know what it was. Something like a Peru necktie, they didn't know what it was. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like purple level jiu-jitsu, and you pro? I said, listen, you better off staying here in Ohio and find the local circuit and get some experience. Because if you find the East Coast or go to the West Coast, where these guys come from real school and from good camps, you'll get destroyed. Okay, so I couldn't believe it. So I go to show you how that's why here in Ohio, even now, not a lot of good fighters come from Ohio because there's no camps here. You got Rich Franklin in Cincinnati, but he doesn't have a camp. He has a school down there, and as far as I know, he's the jiu-jitsu guy, his friend who taught him jiu-jitsu, he don't teach there no more. So he had a school down there, but he doesn't have a camp. And he got what's this guy's name? The heavyweight champion from Cleveland.
Stipe
Miocic. You know what I'm saying? From Cleveland, but he doesn't have a camp either. He trains up there, but he doesn't have a camp. So I'm trying to have a camp. A legit camp here. You got Mike Brown. You got Mike Brown, who's also from Ohio. Yeah. But he probably the only one who actually you could consider having a camp, because he does teach, and he teaches himself, and has a couple of guys who comes from his camp. So I'm trying to do the same thing here, because I see that here, compared to East Coast and West Coast, there's nobody here with good camps.
Yeah, some of these gyms hand out belts like it's candy. So you never know. Someone could say they're a black belt, purple belt, and I've seen purple belts tap out black belts. So you just never know.
Congratulations, here's your belt. Wait, what'd you do?
Yeah. No, when I was teaching the 2 pro guys in Defiance, they were like, oh, Anthony, we never had nobody like you here. And I'm like, no shit. I'm like, I was teaching them things that I would consider beginner level, Darcy choke, Peru necktie, anaconda, Americana, from outside the head, behind the head, knee bar. Basic stuff. It was nothing fancy, and they were looking at me like with question mark face. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who trained you guys? I mean, no stand up, no kicks, no wrestling whatsoever. They don't know how to sprawl. They don't know how to get up. I'm like, basic stuff. I'm like, wow. And you want to go to New York and fight guys in New York? I don't think so, man.
Why people like you? Nah, I'm straight.
Oh boy, hey, you gotta have optimism, right?
And we little optimism, right? You can do it. You can do it. Hey, I want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know we're 1 minute to shutting down. I would love to have you come back on again. Thank you. Would you be interested in coming and joining us again?
Of course. Listen, Racheal, people don't know that when before there was such thing as social media, Racheal was the one who told me, Anthony, this is the way to promote yourself.
Yeah.
This is the way to put your name out there. I didn't know nothing about Twitter. I didn't know about fan club or nothing. She was the one who took me under her wings and showed me how big you could get through social media. So thank you, Racheal. That's why I'm always a fan. My head goes up to you. Much respect. And thank you for all the help over the years.
Oh, it was such a pleasure. I always enjoy helping as much as I possibly can. I'm probably the biggest giver ever. I love to give. I mean, I just gave my neighbors like a bunch of alcohol, like cute little bags.
He's like, drink it up.
My neighbors are like, what the fuck is this at my door? Oh, I really appreciate it. And I would love to have you back on. And I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Like,
we'd love to come out there too.
Yes.
Oh, listen. My gym is open. You could
like to train.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime, man.
I have been itching to get in my gi, so I'm like, let's do it.
I know your son is a bodybuilder. I bet you guys don't know that I used to train with Victor Martinez. We were part of Team Pro Edge in New York. His trainer is Victor Munoz. I used to be part of Team Pro Edge. He's my strength conditioning coach. He's the same guy that trains Victor Martinez.
That's amazing.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah,
I got pictures. If you go down on my photo, I got pictures of us three. Oh,
I gotta check this out.
And that was when Victor Martinez became pro. So when you see in the picture, he's not as big as he is now. You know what I'm saying? He just turned pro. That was in that picture, I believe. That was we went to the Bronx to some college. He was a guest, so he was there to do like a little exhibition thing, and that's where that picture came about. So that was when he was fresh pro.
Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
We are definitely gonna have to come out there for sure.
Your Facebook or
it's my Facebook. You just scroll down. I got a picture with Victor Martinez. I'm in the middle. No, I think Victor Munoz's trainer is in the middle. He trains Victor Martinez and a lot of professional bodybuilder, both women and men. And Victor Martinez is on the far left, and I'm on the far right. If you see, I was big there. I was like 185. The goal was for me to be 230 and cut down because at that time I was not fighting no more. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be a bodybuilder. So I joined Team Pro Edge. So yeah. So you see my arm in that picture was pretty big compared to who I am now.
I'm gonna take a look at this. We're gonna take a look.
Check it. Muscles.
I know you. I see you and your son always, training and putting pictures out there. You guys doing great, man. Keep up the good job. And listen, never give up. Never give up.
Never give up. I know I got about 30 pounds of fat to get rid of.
Gaining that weight is easy, but losing it is.
But consider
it is.
Considering on my deathbed, I was at 230 with full of inflammation. Wow. Yes, full of inflammation.
That's crazy.
Really bad. Like my face was super round. There were no cheekbones. It was,
she's
bad.
bad.
Wow.
She's dialed it back.
I mean,
I survived.
You're definitely the Phoenix. You're definitely the Phoenix. You know what I'm saying?
She was reborn through the fire.
That's right.
The fire. What are you talking about? Oh my God, I love you, Anthony. And I want to tell you, have a good weekend. We're gonna have
Thank you.
Again, okay?
Thank you. Anytime. Thank you. It'd be an honor.
And we can find you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right?
Yes. Just look me up. Tiger Thunder MMA. I'm all in all the social media outlets.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anthony, for coming on the show tonight. We love you.
All right, brother.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
And where's Steve? There's Steve. Okay. I'm like, okay, we're not over yet. Guys, make sure you tune in next Friday. We are on at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We got to get our time zones right. I get confused too myself. But I want to thank A2D Radio for having my show on their platform. Make sure that you are sharing A2D Radio and you're liking it. Make sure you're sharing Spit and Fire with Racheal Blaze. And we're going to add Tarzan into the mix here and Andrew. Make sure you like the page and share it, okay? I've got some, look at them guns. I got guns too. Woo, baby, look at that. But make sure you like the page because I'm doing a giveaway. I might do 1 giveaway. I might do 5 giveaway. If we get to 500 likes, I'm going to do a giveaway.
There we go.
We're not giving it all away.
We're not going to give it all. That would be cool, though.
That'll come out of his pocket. But no, we are going to do a giveaway, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight and Spit and Fire. I love you guys. And thanks for being with me and my friends. We're going to chat. And
good show. Thank you, guys.
Good show.
I wish I could toast to this, but diet. Yeah,
love you guys.
Cheers to this diet. Just getting the muscles.